Okay, welcome back. We're gonna keep this brief because the Panthers just sucked. All the season felt like has been excuses. We win one, we lose one. There's always a reason. Oh, look, here's an injury. Oh, look, here's another injury. Well, just win. Try that first. The Panthers lose tonight to sure one of the probably the best team in the NHL right now, the Boston Bruins, 7-3. So how'd you feel about how bad this they played?
It was kind of pathetic, and we had a little false hope in the second period. But I think when you start a game 3-0, like the last 10 minutes of the first, there should be no recovering. We were kind of spoiled last season, and it's expecting us to come back and expecting us to maybe put up a fight and maybe expecting us to get a point. However, this is like real hockey here. Last year was a fantasy. This is like real hockey. And it's just not something that's achievable, especially against a first place team.
Yeah. Another pathetic performance all around. You can put a name in a hat and you can find something negative about what a player did. We had Spencer Knight in net in his first game in like what 2 weeks. Interesting idea to throw him out into the fire. But then
That
again,
was so disgusting.
yeah, and then again, Sergei Bobrovsky played 6 games in a row, but still, he was hot. Why would you do that?
He wanted to play. I heard on Twitter. I mean, granted, it's Twitter, right? I can type anything on Twitter, but I heard that he wanted to play against Boston because he's like from the Boston area. He went to college there and all that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, even from the start, you can tell that refs can be somewhat iffy tonight with the first intent. Oh, I was meant to blow the whistle. I wasn't actually gonna. I mean, or no, I actually was gonna, but
Yeah, I don't know where that. I don't think I've ever heard anything like that where it was like, oh, the intent to do something. Like that's such a crock of shit. Like what the hell?
yeah, it's like they can decide. Oh, do you want to go or do you not want to go? And then they're like, oh, we're at home. We're in Boston. We never can get stuff thrown at if we call that a goal. So
They said they intended it to call it a goal because they lost the puck or something like that. I know where the puck is. The puck was in the net.
yeah. And then we had like the what was it 3 Bruins goals in the first period or 4?
It was three, and then we had um, three in the second, but then they got one back, I believe, and it was 5-3 going into the third.
Yeah, and
And then
then
I think they scored the other two.
yeah, I guess I'm trying to think of something good that happened in this game. I mean that Eric Stahl goal
Dude,
scored.
Eric Stahl looked like money, baby. I predicted before the game even started. I'm like, Eric Stahl, hat-trick hero, game-winning goal, 4-3. And dude, he could have had two of them were in the same play, granted, but he could have had like four goals. Obviously, if he scores like that third one, the fourth opportunity doesn't happen. But he could have had like four goals tonight. It was kind of crazy. I love seeing it.
Yeah, it's Eric Stahl has been hot as of late. I think he has like 7 points in the last 9 games.
Dude, he's 3C, I'm telling you.
Yeah,
They're gonna take Luciano and put him back on the fourth line when everyone comes back.
nah. I was so worried when he got injured earlier.
Well,
Well, he
Lou
got
would
injured, but
Lou would go back to the wing though. I just
yeah,
don't think he'll be the fourth line winger.
I think we move Colin White down.
Yeah, because if Barkov and
Lundell.
Lundell come back, and then there's Bennett, unless you think they're gonna drop Bennett off the center.
Bennett was a winger tonight though, and Colin White was center when Luciano was out. So that's interesting.
Was he?
Yeah,
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. This whole night,
it
dude,
was.
that game felt like a 5 hour game, and
Yeah,
it was all pain and all suffering.
yeah. One common thing for every loss, it seems like their goaltender just outplays us. Their goaltender makes the saves when they have to make the saves. Spencer Knight looked awful. Like he couldn't even stop a beach ball.
Yeah, that's interesting. I made a comment a few weeks ago about, well, I think it was a couple weeks ago, if we're being honest. I'll try not to use like hyperbole here, but it had to do with like things that need to happen when we need to win. Like Barkov needs to show up. Like our goalies need to steal a game or two for us. Like we can't rely on out shooting our opponents every game. You cannot let in four goals like every game and expect to win in this league. And then there's like a third one. Maybe that has something to do with me being negative about Forsling. I don't know.
Fortunately,
But
he
that
had a point.
second one, our goalies are not winning us games. Like, Bob had a couple good games recently, but I think very rarely Spencer Knight has stolen a game for us this year. He's had amazing games in losses, but he hasn't quite stole a game yet.
Not like every other goalie we played against, who always seems to steal a game against us.
I think that has to do with like our perimeter shooting and our high danger chances, right? Like
Yeah.
most of our shots are not coming from the slot; they're coming from like Forsling at the blue line, or like Mark Stahl at the blue line. Very rarely do we go for like a pass behind the defense
Yeah.
or like a easy shot on net. And if we
Yeah.
do get that opportunity, it always feels like we just shoot at the goalie anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Like the Brennan Montour thing. I don't know. The
Aaron
Brennan Montour.
Ekblad had one earlier this game. I don't know if you were still watching at that point because I'm pretty sure it was like 6-3 at that point. But like Brandon Montour, or no, excuse me, Aaron Ekblad got the puck kind of like on a breakaway essentially, and literally just shot it like directly right at Olmark. It was
Yeah.
kind of disgusting.
I feel like you're gonna hate me, but Kachuk hasn't been that impressive.
No, this game he was off. He was like I don't know if he's like sick again, but like did you see like his back skating? Like the effort was like he just didn't give a crap.
Yeah.
And granted, you know what? I'm gonna be genuinely honest with you. If I didn't play on the 2021-2022 Florida Panthers and it's 3-0 in the first period, I probably don't give a shit either. You know what I mean? And we're currently 0-8-1 when trailing in the first period into
You
the
love,
second.
you love to see it.
Do
And it
we?
sucks too. No. It sucks too, because we're playing against a new coach that we could have had in Jim Montgomery.
Yeah, I don't know how much was there. Did we even interview him?
No, but hey,
Because I
look at the
thought
Boston Bruins.
we interviewed Paul Maurice, we interviewed Barry Trotz,
I
and I
think,
think we interviewed the Bruce. Is it Bruce Cassidy? Am I saying that right?
yeah,
The
Bruce,
dude who
yeah,
ended up in Vegas.
yeah.
I'm like 99% sure those were like our 3 interviews.
And some other Vancouver guy, I remember. Travis Green. I don't know why I remember
Yeah.
that. It just sucks what could be. I mean, the season obviously isn't over yet. We have a pretty good homestand if we win these next two games against the Devils and the Rangers.
What's
It's not at home.
infuriating about this loss, Alex, is because last year, if this loss were to happen, we don't literally give an SHIT because we know we're going to bounce back next game and we know we have like a 20-point league on the next wildcard spot. But because we are behind in the wildcard slot, it hurts even more because like you can't look at this game and be like, oh, well, we're missing Barkov, Lundell, Duclair, Hornquist, like Gudis. It happens. We'll win the next game. It's like we don't even know if we're going to win the next game. Like, I
Yeah,
don't care who it is. Like, pull the Yotes up, pull the Ducks up. Like, it doesn't matter who we're playing. This team just is so consistent at being inconsistent, and
exactly.
it's disgusting.
And there's always seems to be an excuse for every game.
And you know what? The sad part is there kind of is, and that's what's so infuriating about it. Like, what's our excuse this game? Like, oh, it's nice first game back. We're missing Barkov, we're missing Lundell, we're missing Hornquist, we're missing Duclair, we're missing Gudis. Like those are like legitimately valid excuses. We have half our AHL roster on our team right now. Like it's a valid excuse, but it's like we're just sick of hearing it. We're sick of hearing excuses.
Exactly. The thing is, other teams deal with their own many of their own excuses, and they win. And we used to win back then when I remember like first line center Etilo Steranen, we beat the Canes.
The 2021-2022 Penguins were missing like Malkin for like legitimately something like half the year. It was something like 40 something games or something dumb like that. And they were missing Crosby for like the first 2 months. And they were still in a top 3 spot in the Metro during that
Yeah,
entire time because Jake Gensel standed up. I don't think that's proper English. Like Evan Rodriguez stood up. Like these people like step up when their stars are out, and it's so frustrating because if there was a guy that I would genuinely say is stepping up when the stars are out, it's Eric Stahl, and like you just can't have that.
and Reinhardt.
Yeah, more or less.
2 point, I mean 8 points in the last 4 games I saw.
Yeah, whatever. He is a big guy though.
Yeah, it just sucks when you can't
Like
have
Eric Stahl's our Rodriguez, and then Gensel is Sam Reinhart.
Oh, what does that make? Never mind. It sucks. You don't
Did
like to see it.
did Aaron Ekblad have a great night?
Not really. He had like a -2 or maybe a -3 at this point.
I got in an argument with someone about that.
He
About
he
if pluses or minuses matter.
he just didn't. He wasn't as bad as some of the other players. Like Mahura did not have a good night. Spencer Knight obviously didn't have a good night.
Dude, it felt like Maher was on the ice for literally every goal that went in our net.
Him and Stahl. It felt like
Well, Aaron Ekblad was on for a couple.
yeah. It just infuriating to watch. I turned off the game. We scored. I turned back on the game. It was within. We were within one goal. False hope, and then poof. So are the Florida Panthers. And sorry for the sad video, but we'll get it next time, hopefully.
So according to our advanced analytics, the worst players in this order were Sam Bennett, Denisenko, Kachuk, Colin White, Hippo, Dolphy, and then Mahura.
That's probably older than Beck skated.
So our best players, according to this chart, were Sam Reinhart, Carter Verhey, Luosterainen, Montour, and Kierstead, and then Eric Stahl.
Yeah.
Aaron Ekblad's in the middle, but he contributed nothing offensively and cost us defensively, apparently.
Yeah. Reminds me of some other defensemen.
Hey, Mark Stahl's above him. That's kind of funny. And Mark Stahl contributed offensively.
Oh, good for him.
Does it match the eye test or what?
Not at all.
Dude, I think Aaron he needs 2 goals. Just like next game, just give him 2 goals.
Yeah.
Let him get 2 goals. Let him get his confidence back because 0 confidence Ekblad is trash. Angry Ekblad's pretty good. I don't know. We didn't review the Devils game, but that was fun to watch.
Yeah.
When he was like literally just starting fights after every whistle.
Yeah. I guess we can briefly talk about the trade that happened. You saw that? AHL guy for AHL guy for AHL guy?
Yeah, I've heard different takes. I've heard that he's going to protect our AHL guys because they're getting like abused down there. And I've heard that he's going to slot in the main team. What are your thoughts?
He's the best player of the 3, in my opinion. He's probably the youngest. I want to say I don't know that much about.
Yeah, he's 24.
Yeah,
and Delzato was like 28 or 29 or something
like
that.
He's from the Tampa system, so
was he? Dude, he's been in the Red Wings for like years. Like I saw videos of him fighting Riley Stillman.
Oh, I'm thinking of his brother, Jamelton. He's a brother in the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Maybe.
And I don't know. He's like a tough guy. He's like, I don't know, Ryan Lomberg tough.
He got beat up by Ryan Lomberg though.
Yeah, he's Ryan Lomberg tough. I think it's more of an AHL move.
Or he's defensive. A Lomberg type who can't fight.
Does he have the speed? We could use some speed on this team.
I don't think the speed is there. It's just the fact that he's a grinder.
Yeah, we could.
Is what people have been telling me. Granted, I don't watch this kid. Like, yeah. I don't have time to watch like AHL games for the Detroit Red Wings.
No Grand River Griffins.
He's actually been playing in the main roster. I think I looked him up earlier and it said he had like AHL games.
Yeah,
maybe I misread it wrong.
I mean, he has room to grow his game, and good for the AHL guys. I guess it's better for a forward depth.
Yeah, he's been in Detroit since 2019. I think that's his brother confusing him with.
Yeah, what's his draft placement? I'm curious.
2016 Detroit 2nd round, 16th pick.
He's a second rounder, so they had hopes for him. You never know. Probably not. He's kind of old.
I wonder what percentage of the NHL second round picks are like top players. Because like I'm sure like the first round has way more success stories, and then the deeper you go, the less lucky you get. But I would like to see like how many second rounders make it.
Yeah, I saw this one. There used to be some. Yeah,
and off the top of my head, wasn't like a Vincent Trocheck a second rounder?
Yeah,
that's like all I can think of.
There's a good amount of others I can't think of, but there are. They exist.
Anyway, painful night, and we're not going to keep you here forever unless you got anything else.
No. Let's go Panthers, hopefully.
No.
And Lendell, I miss you. Please come back.
Barkov, when you come back, please show up.
And Gudis, start a fight, please. Wait, don't start a fight. You can get another concussion. Don't.
So, dude, he's been playing good. We don't need him in the box.
Yeah. Gudis, get rid of
Aaron Ekblad, start a fight.
Yeah.
We could use a break from you for 5 minutes.
And Matthew Tkachuk, do something, please.
That's a little harsh for our point leader.
I know, but he didn't do anything these last 2 games. He scored a goal.
Well, he got the goal stolen from him in the New Jersey game.
He didn't touch it, apparently.
Yeah, apparently.
Hey. We'll see you after a win. Ooh, hopefully it's not long for now.